Hey everybody, how are you today? I just wanted to share with you right quick what I'm doing for dinner, another dinner idea. There's very few meats that I do in the crock pot that I feel like come out delicious because I feel like the crock pot boils it, but you can do ribs. I decided to do ribs tonight with mashed potatoes and green beans, just a real hearty comfort food. And I'm going to show you what I do to the ribs. Well, I'm going to tell you what I do to the ribs. Just before I serve them, so they get crispy, is I put them in the broiler for just a moment. So they get like crunchy and charcoaly. But what I have here in the crock pot is a slab of ribs. Now, last night I took the rib and I peeled off, there's like a membrane on the back side of the rib, and you sort of peel that off. It's like a skin. You peel it away. You can leave it on, but your ribs will tend to be juicier. If you peel that membrane off, you're going to have fall off the bone ribs. So I peeled off the membrane. I took my favorite dry rub recipe and I soaked that. I rubbed it in and massaged the pork with it, the ribs. And then I wrapped it up in cellophane real tight and I put it in the fridge overnight. So this morning, I put it in the crock pot on high for 4 hours, or you could do low and slow for 8. So I put in there a whole onion and about an inch of orange juice on the bottom. Now you can eat those ribs just like that. They're ready, good to go. But what I do is I'm going to take my rib and I'm going to break them up and I'm going to put some on my aluminum foil. And then I'm going to soak them in my favorite barbecue sauce, whatever you like. And you're going to pop this in the broiler until they get crispy and crunchy and caramelized. And the inside is going to be juicy and tender and delicious. It really turns out well. Of course, you can cook them in the oven for about 2.5 hours on 275, 250-ish. Or throw them on the grill, but if the weather's not nice and you're in a pinch, you got errands or whatever, put them in the crock pot. So this is just about done. And then I'm making mashed potatoes, and I just wanted to show you a little trick here. You can see what's floating around in here, can you? That's cauliflower. My husband doesn't even know. My kids are picky and they don't get enough vegetables. So I have like 5 or 6 big potatoes in there. I cut up, peeled them, cut them. I'm doing mashed potatoes. And I can sneak in 1/3 like of the cauliflower. So that's what I do. I prep my potatoes in the morning and I leave them out on the stove. And as long as they're in cold water sitting there, they're fine. Before you boil them and turn it on, just strain that water because you're pulling a lot of starch out when it sits in the water. You can also prep your potatoes the day before. Just pop them in the fridge. So they're sitting in the fridge, pre-cut and ready to go. And then the next day, just go ahead and put them right on the stove. So the cauliflower, you just wash it and you just put it into chunks and you just boil it just like a potato. And the potatoes are going to come out fluffy, very light, very airy, and you never even know that the cauliflower is in there just because it's a hint. It's not like a full cauliflower mash. So I'm going to go ahead and drain this because it's ready to go. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some milk and butter and doctor it up with some salt and pepper. And I'm about to get my ribs under the broiler. And then I've got beans. So this is dinner. If you guys need a dinner idea and you need some more veggies to be sneaky, to be snuck into some food, this is a great way to do it. My kids don't even know I put cauliflower in it. Jason doesn't even know. And it's so good. And I got my little boat here for my broiler with the ribs. And this is looking so good. It smells amazing in here. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of tricks that I do for ribs when I make it in the crock pot. How to get them crunchy and crispy. Pop them in the broiler.